Princess Beatrice has announced her engagement to a man named Eduardo Mapelli Moselli. It wouldn't be a royal wedding unless there was a scandal. Beatrice's new love was living with the mother of his baby when their romance began at Eugenie's wedding and continued to live together for weeks after he began a relationship with the Queen's granddaughter. I believe that Eduardo was a groomsman and Eugenie was a bridesmaid or the maid of honor at Eugenie's wedding. I'm not sure, but she was definitely, in the wedding. And I think they were in the wedding party, and I think that he was spent a lot of time, because he was walking her down the aisle and for the rehearsal and everything. Eduardo Mapelli Mosey, known as Edo, has been engaged for 3.5 years to his Chinese-American fiancée, Dara Huang. This couple continued to live together after he began a relationship with Beatrice. They, Dara and Edo, have a 2-year-old son together, Christopher Wolfie Wolf. So 3.5 years they're engaged, and 2 of those years they have a son. Okay, but they're not married. That's interesting. Okay, he was not quite sure. Okay. The news that the 35-year-old Edo was engaged and living with Dara Huang as he romanced Beatrice 30 was revealed by a close friend of Edo's last night. Have we seen this before? Meghan Markle was living with the famous chef in Canada while she was wooing Prince Harry, while she was flying back and forth to London and wooing. She was living with him. Okay, the friend said, Edo and Dara were engaged for 3.5 years. He met Beatrice years ago when they were children, but he met her again at the wedding of Eugenie. Even after the romance began, he continued to live at the family home with Dara and her child. This is Dara Huang, beautiful lady, kind of my type. She is Harvard educated. And she has a master's degree, and she is an architect. Dara 37, okay. The Princess Beatrice is said to have proudly introduced Edo as my boyfriend to her parents, Prince Andrew and the Duchess of York. Dara, a highly successful architect, only moved out of the family home in London at the end of last month. Reports claim that she had been forced to sleep on friends' sofas, something the friend dismissed as completely false. They're very wealthy. There have been many reports about Dara and Eduardo's relationship, but they are wrong. Dara has not commented on anything and is refusing to speak to the press. She doesn't want to say anything publicly at this stage. Her only concern welfare of her son. This is Beatrice and Fergie. I like Beatrice. I like her energy. She's kind of dorky and geeky and klutzy and very feminine. She's kind of cute. An interesting thing about Dara is that she was present in the Taj Mahal Palace during a terrorist attack. And there was shooting and she escaped. She ran out, lost her shoes, had glass in her hands, and messed up her knees. And a lot of people were murdered there by these terrorists. This is Edo and Dara. He's very slim, like a European. I like that. He is a real estate guy, very involved in real estate in Africa. How interesting. Here's some more. Princess Eugenie congratulates sister Beatrice on engagement. You two are meant to be. This is a great pic. And this is Beatrice. She's lovely. Bebe, wow, I'm so happy for you, my dearest big sissy and dear Edo. It's been a long time coming, and you two are meant to be. Eugenie wrote next to the 3 photos of Beatrice holding her love 34 tight. And here's the rock. That's a nice photo. And this is Eugenie and Jack Brookbanks, and this is where Edo and Beatrice reconnected. And I think it's Eugenie who has the scoliosis. Yeah, Eugenie. Eugenie has the scoliosis, and she wore a dress that revealed her back. Good day, YouTubers. Time for a spot of royalty. Let's all wish Beatrice and Edo congratulations. That's a very nice picture. Obviously, posed. All right, let's get right into it. Let's look at Eduardo and Beatrice's relationship. Overall, they seem very equally matched. They have known each other since they were children. Okay, so that's a very good thing. She is 30, he is 35. He was with the other girl, Huang. She was 37. This is how it is in our culture. How are we going to survive if we're not even beginning to have children before the age of 30? So let's look at Beatrice and Eduardo, their overall relationship. Eduardo and Beatrice, because that's how they are in the picture. Eduardo, Beatrice. All right, let's take a look. Eduardo and Beatrice. Well, here in the shadow, we have player and roses. That adds 14, 4 diamonds. This is very sweet and very for the public. It's all about public appearance. What do we have over here in Beatrice? Okay, well, she's got the diamond ring. This is marriage and foundation and 12. 3 spades. The conflict is that she dated many men. Okay, hand in hand in a relationship spread is a whole bunch of people. So her foundation, she was, she's older. She's getting older. She's 30. She's hitting that age where the alarm bells are going off, and that age is 30 for women. I wasn't born yesterday, and I have dated several women, and 30 is that age. 30 is that watermark that ladies really want to be married by 30. So apparently she was really dating a lot of people, and that adds 3 spades conflict. That's interesting. That's what the cards want to say. What's going on with Eduardo? So she may have been getting a little bit frantic, hitting that wall of 30. Okay, and there he is, and she wants him. What's going on over here in Eduardo? High Tower woman. Okay, he was officially with this lady Dara Huang, who has very different energy. Dara Huang, she's very sharp. She's very focused. She has a lot of get up and go. I mean, from just looking at her photo, and Beatrice is very feminine and very soft, and they're really kind of very different people. He is switching from a woman who is very driven, Dara, to a woman who is very feminine and very, just very, very feminine. And that's kind of an interesting switch. So anyway, it's a big change for him. It's a big change between, and that's actually what I was just saying, between Beatrice and Dara. Big change for him. 9 and 12, 21 karmic relationship. So they've known each other for a very long time. High Tower. I feel like he feels like this is a good match. They're very equally matched. They're very equally yoked. Dara is more new money kind of person. They're both very wealthy. She's very old money, and I think his money is older. They're just better. They're a better match in terms of their CVs, and that's how marriages used to be made. And they were for life, and the divorce rate was 0, and that's not the OK symbol. Okay, so I think he just feels this is a big switch for him, marrying a very feminine woman, and she's old money. And she kind of has been dating a lot of people, and it's kind of... Player's also kind of a business card. It's kind of a good business relationship. And people need to think a bit more that way, because the real divorce rate is around 90%. Okay, there's like no marriage in the West. The first marriages end 50% of the time. Second marriages end 74% of the time. So you have a 26% chance. Third marriages end 91% of the time. So the real divorce rate is around 9 out of 10. Or 8.5 out of 10. It's terrible. That's not marriage. And that's the situation we find ourselves in currently in the West. And the West is going to cease to exist if this doesn't change. Let's look at Edo and Dara Huang. What was their relationship just before he went with Beatrice? Beatrice said, this is my boyfriend. She's introducing him as her boyfriend. So she really wanted him, and that's nice. And I know as a man, I respond to that. If the woman really wants me, that really matters, okay? Because the woman chooses the man, let's be honest. Okay, and all the women I've ever gone with, they chose me more than I chose them. All right, so let's look at Edo and Dara Huang. Their relationship right before this split. Edo, because I think he was dissatisfied. There's the baby, Dara. Oh my. Yeah, some ugly cards showing up here. Because typically, let's back up a little here. Typically, relationships will go bad, and you'll stick with it. Okay, especially when you're living together. There's a child. I think it probably went bad before the child came. Okay, Dara wanted a commitment. She wanted to be married. And so they got engaged, and they were engaged for 3.5 years, but they never pulled the trigger. Okay, he has doubts. Okay, and 2 years ago, they had a child together. So first she's like, Dara's like, I want to get married or I'm going to leave. Okay, so they engaged. And next, they have a child together. And she's increasing the pressure on him, and he still didn't pull the trigger, and then he left and went with Eugenie. Okay, so there's problems. That shows me there's problems in the relationship. Okay, and here in the hidden situation, we have the devil. What's worse than the devil? Nothing. Nothing is worse than the devil. Okay, so 11 and 5, 16, 4 spades, coffin, death. It was just going forward. He just couldn't see it going forward. And the emotions weren't there. It was getting really bad and sticky for him. He wasn't enjoying that relationship, even though they're living together, even though he and Dara were engaged, even though they had a child together, a 2-year-old child. It just, this shows bad emotions. Where's the hearts? Okay, Dara is very emotional about it, but this adds 25 spades. Change, change, change. Okay, so on Dara's side, she needs to make decisions. It's all blocked up. She's very emotional about it. So what I see happening is Dara, on the surface, everything is kind of clicking along, but the relationship is really not working.
And she's just very upset about it, and she's trying to make it work, but it's all blocked up, and she's doing everything she can, but it's just really blocked up. Change, change, change. And I think this split was inevitable because we're even getting the devil. That's really bad. Okay, when the devil going forward and no emotions. That's really bad. So the relationship between Edo and Dara was very bad for a long time, and it just wasn't working. Okay, even though they're living together, even though they're having a child together. What's going on with Edo? Well, it's about the kid. He wanted to stay because of the kid. They had a kid together, and that's very common. And that's why they had a kid together. Okay, Dara was realizing this. Dara wants to be married, and so they did everything that equals a marriage except put the ring on. Okay, so mustard seed, straight razor, 11, 12, 13, four hearts, family and child. They're playing they're making house together, planting and cutting. He's just not committed. Aces are brand new. Everything is there. On the surface, everything is there, but he's just not committed. He can't commit because it just doesn't feel right to him, and the relationship is really not working. And she's very upset about it, and they're probably having a lot of fights, okay, because 10 hearts is screaming and throwing dishes, and the devil's here. It's just not working. So he was just kind of there, and he couldn't commit. He's got the two, this is yes, no, yes, no. I'm planted in this situation, yes, no, yes, no. He just he didn't feel that he could really jump in. Edo didn't, okay? And so he went with Beatrice, and look at the difference. He's going to marry Beatrice right away, okay? He was engaged to Dara for 3.5 years. He just didn't want to make that leap. But with Beatrice, he's going to jump right in. They're going to start having kids, which they need to do. So will Prince Andrew, another drama thing. Oh, let's look at the announcement. The announcement was made one day after Archie's reveal to Desmond Tutu in South Africa. Was this revenge? Was Beatrice trying to steal Megan's thunder? Or did she simply not wish to be overshadowed? So was Beatrice trying to steal Megan's thunder? Was this revenge? Let's see if it's revenge. That'll be fun. Okay, because the Archie reveal is really big news. Now, the Archie that they showed us, he's an actor. He's not the real Archie. Okay, he's an actor. That's what my cards are telling me. He's an actor. And Harry said he's come alive. Harry seemed surprised by this. And maybe, I don't think we'll have time to look at that here, but I want to look at that. Harry's like, he's come alive. Did they spring this on Harry? Goodness. Okay, so was this revenge? Was Beatrice trying to steal her thunder? Because we remember that Megan went to Eugenie's wedding and unbuttoned 2 of the lower buttons of her coat to make it look like she was pregnant, and she basically announced her pregnancy at Eugenie's wedding. Oh my goodness, that's so terrible, and they were really upset by that. Okay, so Megan has to be first all the time. She's going to always upstage you. So is this revenge for that? Well, here in the shadow, we have strength and earthquake. Beatrice and Eugenie are really, really upset about it. Okay, really upset about it. 21. In the relationship, they were very upset about Megan's announcement of her pregnancy at Eugenie's wedding. Okay, here on the surface, we have butterfly, very public relationship, announcement of the relationship, and finger of God reaching down to announce. Outside, 13, 4 heart, family and relationship, kind of telling the whole world So on the surface, it's not about revenge. They just wanted to tell everybody this is a great happy occasion, but they are very upset. How interesting. What an interesting read. It's not specifically revenge, but they didn't forget. Eugenie and Beatrice and Fergie did not forget what Meghan did, and they're very upset about it, but it's not revenge. That's interesting. Another big piece of drama is, will Prince Andrew give away Beatrice at her wedding? Okay, there's all this drama with Epstein and the scandal and, Pedo Island and the Lolita Express, and Andrew is all wrapped up in that. Is this going to prevent Andrew from giving Beatrice away at her own wedding? I mean, that's a big deal. Okay, half the deck fell out. That's a really big deal. So will Andrew not give away Beatrice at the wedding? Let's see. Because that would be a really, really big deal. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, the whole scandal's going on. It might heat up again. They released all the documents. I'm not actually hearing as much on it now. And this is the wisdom of the royals. They're just keeping silent. Andrew made a statement, and they're just being silent after that. Okay, so here on the bottom, we have scapegoat man. Yes, this is very big deal. So 17, 20, 30, 8 diamonds. This really affects everything with Andrew and the royals. So this is a really big deal, and this is a shadow on Andrew and the royals. Here on the surface, is he going to give her away? Everything, cornucopia, 3 blackbirds, the activity of walking her down the aisle and giving her away as her father, olive tree. 9 and 8, 17, 5 hearts, sitting on the fence. Okay, because they're sitting on the fence, this looks like to me they want Andrew to give her away, obviously, because that's kind of like admitting guilt. But 5 hearts, they're sitting on the fence. This is a really big deal. Okay, 9 hearts, it can't be a bigger deal. It's a really big deal. But Andrew is showing clean and honest. Okay, so they want to keep Andrew's reputation clean and honest, but we know he's very involved with Epstein. So it's all a matter of, what gets out and who says what. So we know Virginia Roberts, Virginia Roberts Gouffre, she keeps accusing Andrew. And there seems to be a lot of truth to that because there's this famous picture of Andrew. So this is a very big deal. But 5 hearts, okay, this is how the royal family plays everything. They're going to wait until the last moment. 5 hearts. They absolutely want Andrew to walk her down the aisle. Probably Beatrice wants to be walked down the aisle by her father. Okay, but they're going to play it down to the moment. So if it's popping off right before the wedding, they could pull Andrew. This is how they play everything. This is how they play everything. And this is why it looks like, well, gosh, is the Queen giving... why is the Queen allowing Meghan and Harry to do all these crazy things? Because that's how they play it. Step by step by step by step. They're not black or white, hot or cold. They don't make these radical decisions. They let it play out, let it play out, let it play out. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to let it play out. And with regard to Harry and Meghan, it appears that Meghan has a zero budget for clothes in Africa. Wow. That is, they just turning off the tap little by little by little. And that's what they're going to do here. That's what they're going to do here. I want to ask one more question. Harry said he's come alive, okay, at Tutu's when they revealed Archie. Was Harry caught by surprise? Okay, because that's a stand-in. And this is kind of an extra here for this. Was Harry caught by surprise? 6 hearts, 8 hearts. Got to know. Got to know. No. Okay, and another famous quote from Harry is, is that my baby? Okay, he pointed, is that my baby? Okay, so I think Harry does things like this. He kind of gives you hints. So was Harry caught by surprise? He's come alive. He's come alive. So was he caught by surprise? No. This lie, no. 17 plus 6, 23, 6 clubs, deeply rooted olive tree. No, he wasn't caught by surprise by this lie about the family. Fox and hamster wheel, this was planned long in advance. This has been rolling out for a really, really, really long time with the hamster wheel. This is the clever plan. So he wasn't caught by surprise. So what does that tell us about Harry? Harry doesn't like this. He hates it. This is the devil. We keep getting the devil. His situation is, this is horrible and I want out. Okay? He's just caught in this. He's caught in it at this point. He did know. Okay, he wasn't caught by surprise. He does know this has been rolling out for a really long time. This has been the plan for a long time. Okay, and they either had to reveal that it's, all the falseness, or they had to just admit. They had to reveal and admit the fake baby bump, the surrogate, all the lies, the doctoring of the pictures, or they had to continue with the fraud. And he knows all about it. He wasn't caught by surprise. So that tells you that he's dropping hints. He's so upset about what's going on and the fact that he's trapped in it, he's dropping hints. Is that really my baby? Oh my gosh, he's come alive. Okay, he's dropping hints. He's letting you know that he doesn't like what's going on. Okay, let's review Edo and Beatrice. Okay, Beatrice was getting a little bit desperate. She was dating everybody, and that's a conflict. That's not good. Okay, just like with divorce, if there's several divorces under someone's belt, they're much more likely to divorce. If you've been dating a lot of people, you're much more likely to just left swipe. Okay, it's the same thing. Okay, and that's bad for a relationship. It's harder to commit when you've left swiped so many people, and that's what we have going on with Beatrice. She may give up too easily, and you can't give up. You're married. Okay, what's going on with Edo? Well, on paper, they know each other their whole lives. They're old money. They're very equally yoked, more equally yoked than Dara, which is how they used to do marriages. That's his thinking. This woman is, on paper, the right woman, very different woman than Dara. Dara is very driven. She's very feminine. Just very different ladies, okay? But on paper, she's the right woman. And this is more like a business decision. That's what's underneath here. Edo and Dara, before the split, she's very emotional about the fact that, it's not quite, can we see everything? Okay, it's not quite worked out. Change. She was just very upset about it. He couldn't commit. It was because of the kid, because of the baby, and it was just really, really bad. And it was probably bad for the entire 3.5 years. Okay, and it just kept getting worse, and it got to the point of the devil. Like, no way, Jose, I just can't do this. And so he switched. When he got the chance, he switched to Beatrice, which is a much better choice for him. Based on the cards, this is a much better choice for him. Okay, is this revenge? Is Beatrice taking revenge? Well, they're very upset at Meghan. They're very upset. They didn't forget. But no, it's not revenge. It's not revenge. They just want to tell everybody, and they need to tell everybody. Okay, is Andrew going to be giving away Beatrice? Well, maybe. Okay, they're going to have to play it by ear. And I actually really like how clear how the cards are describing this, because they're describing what's actually going on. Okay, it is a big deal. And if it pops off again right before, they're going to pull Andrew. They won't have a choice. But they absolutely want Andrew to walk her down the aisle, because that would be an admission of guilt with the Epstein stuff. Okay, Harry is saying he's come alive. Is this a surprise for Harry? No. None of this is a surprise. It's just all lies, and it's all been plotted and planned and carried out very slowly over a long, long period of time. And Harry is right now in a trap. And he really wants out. Harry's in a trap, okay? And I find it very interesting that Edo and Dara, the devil shows up. The devil going forward. Just every step, it's just not working. So congratulations to Beatrice and Edo. That's your royalty today. That's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination and Fortune Telling, The Magi Method. Find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment, and ding that little bell so you get notified.